The night the market tested my soul. It was 2:14 a.m. when my phone buzzed so violently it felt like the world was ending. Bitcoin was collapsing, down 15% in 1 hour. Ethereum followed. My portfolio, which looked like a proud green forest the day before, was now a wildfire of red. My chest tightened, sweat on my palms. The voice in my head screamed, "Sell now! Cut your losses before you lose everything." I wasn't just watching numbers on a screen. I was watching months of savings, dreams of freedom, hopes of wealth, all evaporating in minutes. My mind was a battlefield. That's when I remembered a line from Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who fought both wars and his own demons. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. I closed my eyes. I imagined Marcus standing beside me, not as a statue, but as a mentor, calm in chaos. His presence whispered, "The market is beyond your control. But your panic, that's your domain. If price dictates your soul, you are not an investor. You are being invested." That night, I didn't beat the market. I beat myself. I resisted panic selling. The next morning, the market partially recovered, but that wasn't the real victory. The real win was discipline. And this is where our story begins. Stoic discipline in crypto, the path to wealth and freedom. This isn't about chasing the next 100 coin. It's about learning to master your mind before you touch a chart. It's about controlling greed, fear, and FOMO, the very emotions that destroy portfolios. We're not here to gamble. We're here to build freedom. And freedom demands discipline. So tonight, Marcus Aurelius will be our guide. His Stoic wisdom will show us how to survive market chaos, protect our wealth, and, more importantly, protect our minds. Part 1, the inner citadel. Master the mind before markets. Imagine you're a soldier in ancient Rome. The city is under siege. The walls tremble. Enemies batter the gates. If your inner defenses collapse, no army can save you. Crypto markets are no different. The market will attack your emotions daily. Red candles are battering rams. Green spikes are Trojan horses luring you into reckless trades. If you don't have an inner citadel, a fortress of discipline, your portfolio will burn. Marcus Aurelius described this citadel in his Meditations. A man's true delight is to do the things he was made for. Remember that the mind adapts and turns to its own purposes, every hindrance to its action. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way one, the enemy within, fear, greed, FOMO. Markets don't kill traders, emotions do. Fear made millions sell Bitcoin at $3,000 in 2018, only to watch it rise to $60,000. Greed made thousands buy Luna at $80 in 2022, right before it collapsed to zero. FOMO pushed traders into Doge at its all-time high, then left them holding bags. In every case, the enemy wasn't the market, it was the lack of discipline. 2. The Stoic pause. 90 seconds that save portfolios. Neuroscience tells us an emotional reaction lasts 90 seconds before fading if we don't fuel it. Stoics knew this long before science. When panic hits, pause, breathe, wait 90 seconds. During those 90 seconds, don't touch the sell button. Observe the fear, but don't feed it. Let logic return before action. This small pause is the first brick in your inner citadel. 3. The 24-hour rule for big moves. Seneca once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Most catastrophic trading mistakes come from impulsive decisions. To prevent this, practice the 24-hour rule. Any trade that risks more than 5% of your portfolio must wait 24 hours. Sleep on it. Let the storm pass. If the logic still holds after 24 hours, act. If not, you saved yourself. This rule alone could have saved billions in 2021 to 2022 when hype coins soared overnight. 4. The trigger map exercise. Every trader has weak points. Some panic when Bitcoin drops 10%. Others can't resist when influencers shill a new token. Some overtrade after a loss, chasing revenge. Your task, create a trigger map. 1. Write down 3 emotional triggers that break your discipline. 2. For each trigger, design a ritual response. O. FOMO. Close app, walk 10 minutes, write 3 reasons not to chase. O. Panic. Switch screen to journal, write fear in words, then breathe. O. Greed. Limit order only, never market buy. By doing this, you weaponize self-awareness. 5. Case study, the man who didn't sell. In March 2020, when Bitcoin crashed from $8,000 to $3,800, 90% of retail traders panic sold. One of my friends, a disciplined Stoic, didn't. Why? He had written a note to himself, "I do not sell in fear. My horizon is 5 years." By December 2020, Bitcoin was $20,000. By 2021, $64,000. His discipline multiplied his wealth. The others bought back higher or never re-entered. 6. The daily drill. Journaling fear. Every night, write one fear you felt during trading. I feared losing $200 today. I feared missing a pump. Then ask, was it rational? Did the fear serve me? Over weeks, you'll see a pattern. Most fears are illusions. By exposing them, you weaken them. 7. The Stoic reframe. Mark it as mentor. Instead of seeing volatility as an enemy, treat it as a teacher. When prices swing, don't ask, why me? Ask, what skill is this teaching me? Drop teaches patience. Pump teaches humility. Chop teaches endurance. Marcus Aurelius said, "The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it." Your thoughts can turn every loss into training, every crash into tuition, every bear market into wisdom. Practical exercise for viewers. Tonight before you sleep. 1. Write 3 trading triggers. 2. Write 1 counter ritual for each. 3. Commit to the 90-second pause tomorrow. Comment below. My trigger map is ready. Cliffhanger. Ending Part 1, Part 2. Your inner citadel is built, but a fortress without purpose is just a prison. Next we'll answer, what is true wealth and freedom? Because without defining your destination, even a bull market will leave you lost. Part 2, define wealth and freedom. Numbers, not noise. In 2021, at the peak of the bull run, I met a man in Singapore. He had made over $12 million trading altcoins. He drove a Lamborghini, wore a Richard Mille, and stayed in a penthouse overlooking Marina Bay. From the outside, he looked free. But one night over dinner, he confessed something shocking. I can't sleep. Every beep from Binance, every tweet from Elon Musk, my heart jumps. I'm not free. I'm chained to the screen. Here was a man who had money, but no freedom. His wealth was noise. It was digits on a screen that owned him. This is the trap many traders fall into. They chase numbers without defining what those numbers mean. They confuse volatility with progress. They mistake riches for wealth and addiction for freedom. The Stoics warned us long ago. Seneca wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." In crypto, this is clearer than anywhere else. If you don't define what wealth and freedom mean to you, you'll never reach them, no matter how high your portfolio climbs. 2. Wealth versus riches. Stoic lens applied to crypto. Riches, numbers, external, volatile. A portfolio hitting $100,000 today, $60,000 tomorrow. Wealth, sufficiency plus discipline. Having enough to live aligned with your values without fear. Marcus Aurelius would remind us, very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. In crypto terms, wealth equals having a portfolio designed to sustain your life goals. Freedom equals detaching your mood from short-term price swings. A millionaire glued to charts at 3 a.m. is not free. A person with $100,000, a clear plan, and peace of mind is far wealthier in Stoic terms. 3. The freedom floor formula. The first step to defining wealth is knowing your freedom floor. Freedom floor equals monthly living costs times 12. Example, your living costs equals $2,000 per month. Freedom floor equals $24,000. That means if you have $24,000 saved in stable assets, not volatile meme coins, you can live 1 year without working. That is real freedom. This simple calculation stops endless chasing. Instead of aiming for as much as possible, you anchor to something real. Case study. In 2020, one trader in Vietnam built a DCA portfolio of BTC and stablecoins. By late 2021, he reached $36,000. He didn't quit his job to gamble full-time, but he said, "For the first time in my life, I know I can survive a whole year even if everything collapses." That feels richer than owning 10 altcoins. 4. Wealth target. From noise to numbers. Once you secure your freedom floor, the next step is to set your wealth target. Wealth target is not $1 million because it sounds good. It must be specific, time-bound, aligned with your values. Example, goal, move family to a safer neighborhood plus pay for 2 kids' education. Cost, $300,000. Horizon, 7 years. Monthly investment needed, assuming 10% CAGR, approximately $2,700. This is not fantasy. This is math. And math is quieter than hype. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, then do what you have to do." Crypto traders must say, "I will be free when I have X dollars by year Y." Then reverse engineer. 5. The noise trap, chasing 100 coins. Let me tell you a story. In May 2021, a 22-year-old trader I knew turned $5,000 into $200,000 with a single meme coin. His WhatsApp status read, "Freedom achieved." 6 months later, the coin collapsed 99%. He lost everything. Why? Because he had no wealth target. He confused being lucky with being free. He mistook noise for wealth. If he had defined a target, say $50,000 for tuition, he could have cashed out and been truly free. But without discipline, he became a prisoner of greed. 6. The Freedom Statement Exercise. Your inner Citadel, Part 1, protects your emotions. But now you need a compass. The Freedom Statement is that compass. Formula. I will be free when I have amount dollars by date, allowing me to life goal. Examples. I will be free when I have $120,000 by 2029, allowing me to live without debt and travel twice a year with my family. I will be free when I have $250,000 by 2030, covering 2 children's education without stress. Write it, say it, post it where you trade. Every decision should move you closer to it. 7. Numbers that shock you awake. Let's face the brutal math of noise versus numbers. 70% of day traders lose money. 90% of meme coin buyers underperform Bitcoin within 2 years. In contrast, a $10 per day DCA into Bitcoin since 2015 equals approximately $180,000 today, starting with approximately $36,000 invested. Which path gives you wealth? The answer is discipline. Marcus Aurelius warned, in crypto, it's not a red candle you should fear. It's never defining what freedom means and dying chained to charts. 9. Numbers that shock traders awake. In 2021, Binance reported 70% of futures accounts lost money. Most losers risked greater than 5% per trade. Meanwhile, long-term spot holders, DCA, had positive expectancy despite crashes. Lesson? Risk management is more important than prediction. 10. Practical exercises for viewers. 1. Risk rule. Decide your percent risk per trade, maximum 1 to 2%. Write it. 2. Stop loss ritual. Always set stop before entry. Never adjust out of fear. 3. Premeditatio. Drill imagine your account minus 50%. What survives? 4. Journal. Record your last 3 trades. Did you follow your risk rule? 11. Story Cliffhanger. Part 4. Now you've learned survival math. You've seen how risk management turns chaos into discipline. But even with perfect risk rules, traders still lose when they let time enslave them, checking charts 50 times a day, reacting to every tweet. In Part 4, we'll unlock the power of time arbitrage, DCA, patience, and calendar limits. Because freedom isn't just about surviving risk, it's about mastering time itself. Part 4, time. Arbitrage, DCA, patience, and calendar limits. In 2021, I knew a young trader named Min. He had 4 monitors, 12 tabs of TradingView, and Binance alerts buzzing every 3 minutes. His life was a blur of green and red candles. One night, I asked him, "When was the last time you had dinner without looking at your phone?" He laughed nervously. "I can't. What if I miss the breakout?" But here's the paradox. Min checked charts 200 times a day, yet his portfolio was down 40%. Why? Because he confused activity with progress. He had no patience, no calendar discipline. This is the disease of modern trading, time anxiety. We believe that the more often we watch the market, the more control we have. But the truth? Watching charts does not create wealth. Time does. Marcus Aurelius said, "Time is like a river made up of the events which happen, and a violent stream. For as soon as a thing has been seen, it is carried away, and another comes in its place." In crypto, prices flow like that river. You cannot stop them, but you can learn to stand firm on the shore, waiting patiently, letting the river work for you. Year 2, time arbitrage, the hidden edge. Most traders chase the same edge: better indicators, faster news, secret signals. But the real edge is not speed, it's time arbitrage. Time arbitrage means you win not by reacting faster, but by stretching your time horizon longer than others can bear. In crypto, short-term noise punishes the impatient. Long-term patience rewards the disciplined. Case study: if you bought Bitcoin at $19,000 in 2017, you looked stupid in 2018 at $3,000. Hold 4 years, by 2021, you looked genius at $64,000. What changed? Not the asset, the time horizon. E3. The DCA strategy, discipline on autopilot. One of the simplest, most stoic strategies is dollar cost averaging, DCA. Definition: invest a fixed amount at fixed intervals, regardless of price. Example: $10 per day into BTC since 2015 equals approximately $180,000 today. From 2015, $36,000 invested. No panic, no FOMO. No perfect timing, just discipline. Why DCA is stoic. It ignores external events. It focuses on what you can control, consistency. It transforms volatility into opportunity. Seneca once said, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare, it is because we do not dare that they are difficult." DCA dares you to act consistently, even when markets terrify you. 4. Calendar limits. Guarding your attention. Your time is your life. If you give it to charts, you are a prisoner. The Stoic calendar method for traders. 1. Choose 2 check-in times daily, e.g., 10 a.m. and 8 p.m. 2. No chart checking outside those windows. 3. Disable 24/7 notifications. At first, this feels impossible. You'll feel withdrawal like a gambler denied dice, but within weeks, you'll regain focus, sleep, and peace. Marcus Aurelius said, "You will never be free until you free yourself from the prison of your own thoughts." For crypto, the prison is constant checking. Calendar limits are the key. 5. Storytelling, the monk and the trader. There's a parable of a Stoic monk who tended a garden. He planted seeds, watered them daily, and left them to grow. A restless trader saw this and laughed. "Don't you want to watch them every second?" "What if they don't grow?" The monk smiled. "They grow, whether I watch or not. My job is discipline, not control." Crypto portfolios are like seeds. You don't grow them by staring. You grow them by planting consistently, protecting the soil, and waiting. The 6. The math of patience. Let's compare. Impatient trader, O, buys and sells 50 times per month. O fees plus slippage equals 3% portfolio drain monthly. O ends year minus 20%. Patient DCA investor, O buys twice monthly. O fees negligible. O holds long-term trend. O ends year plus 40%. Patience isn't passive, it's mathematically superior. 7. Premeditation of delays. The Stoics practice premeditatio malorum, premeditation of evils. As a trader, practice premeditation of delays. Ask daily, what if my target takes 5 years instead of 1? What if I must wait through 2 bear markets? What if my family asks, why haven't you cashed out? By imagining delays, you immunize against FOMO. You prepare your heart to wait. 8. Practical exercises for viewers. 1. DCA plan. Write your fixed amount plus frequency, e.g. $50 per week into BTC. Commit for 12 months. 2. Calendar check. Rule. Choose 2 times to check portfolio. Stick to them. 3. Noise detox. Turn off exchange push notifications for 1 week. Journal your anxiety. 4. Freedom journal. Prompt, write, what could I do with my time if I check charts less? 9. Real example, patience pays. In 2020, a quiet investor I knew put $200 a month into B, TC, and ETH. Friends mocked him. That's too small. You'll never get rich. By 2021, his $4,800 investment was worth $18,000. By 2021, his $4,800 investment was worth $18,000. 2024, approximately $28,000. Without stress, without charts. Meanwhile, his mocking friends tried futures, lost thousands, and gave up. He told me, patience was the best leverage I ever used. 10. Closing cliffhanger, part 5. Now you see, wealth comes not from frantic action, but from patient time arbitrage. DCA, calendar limits, and discipline with time give you peace. But here's the danger. Even with patience, you must structure your portfolio wisely. Too much risk on the wrong side, and time will not save you. In part 5, we'll build the barbell portfolio. Core strength, optional risk. Because discipline with time means nothing if your portfolio can't survive storms. Part 5, the barbell portfolio, core strength, optional, risk 1. Story opening, trader Matat Savi all in. In late 2021, I met a trader named David. He was brilliant, young, and confident. He put 100% of his portfolio into altcoins during the peak of hype. Solana, Avalanche, Luna, and a few meme tokens. When markets turned red, his portfolio collapsed from $250,000 to under $20,000 in 6 months. One night he told me, I thought diversification was weakness. I wanted maximum gains. Now I realize I built a glass castle. It shattered at the first earthquake. David's mistake wasn't lack of knowledge. It was lack of structure. He built his wealth on sand. The Stoics would have called this hubris, excessive pride before inevitable downfall. Marcus Aurelius warned, everything that happens, happens as it should, and if you observe carefully, you will find this to be so. Crashes are not anomalies. They are the nature of markets, and if your portfolio is not structured to survive storms, no amount of discipline or patience can save you. Kikru 2. The Stoic lesson, strength first, speculation second. The Stoic way is balance. Build a core of strength, durable, resilient, boring assets that protect you. Allow optional risk, small asymmetric bets that could grow explosively, but won't ruin you if they fail. This is the barbell portfolio. E3. What is the barbell strategy? The concept comes from Nassim Taleb's Antifragile, but echoes Stoic wisdom. Be safe on one side, take controlled risks on the other. Imagine holding a barbell. One side is heavy, solid, stable. The other side is lighter, more flexible. Applied to crypto, core 70 to 80%. BTC, ETH stablecoins. Assets with history, liquidity, resilience. Explore 20 to 30%. New L1S, DeFi, AI tokens, NFTs. Anything with high upside but high risk. Why it works? Core ensures survival. Explore keeps excitement and upside alive. 4. Math of survival. Let's compare two traders over 5 years. Trader A, all in risk. O, 100% altcoins. O during bull run, plus 500%. O during bear market, minus 95%. O net after 5 years equals near zero. Trader B, Barbell. O 70%, BTC ETH stable, 30% altcoins. O bull run, plus 250%. O bear market, minus 40%. O net after 5 years is still positive, still alive. Which one achieves freedom? Trader B, as Epictetus said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Your core gives you few wants, security. Your explore satisfies curiosity without risking ruin. 5. Real example, Luna collapse. During the Luna crash of 2022, many all-in investors lost everything. But one Stoic investor I know had a barbell. 75% BTC plus Ether plus USDC, 25% Explore, including Luna. When Luna went to zero, his Explore was destroyed, but his core survived. He told me, losing 25% hurt, but it didn't destroy me. My fortress still stands. That's the power of the barbell. Quiz 6. Practical allocation models. Here are 3 practical templates. 1. Conservative Stoic, 80-20, 80% core, BTC ETH stablecoins, 20% Explore, selected altcoins, DeFi projects. 2. Balance is Stoic, 70-30, 70% core, 30%, Explore 3. Aggressive but Stoic, 60-40, 60% core, 40% Explore, only if you have high income to replenish losses. 7. The Stoic exit rule. It's not enough to allocate, you must predefine exits. Rules. For core, never sell out of fear. Only rebalance when allocation drifts 10% plus. For Explore, write 3 exit conditions before buying. Example. 1. Price target reached. 2. Project fundamentals broken. 3. Portfolio exposure greater than 30%. Seneca advised, a wise man is content with his lot, whatever it may be, without wishing for what he is not. A wise trader is content with Explore profits without wishing to stretch greed endlessly. 8. Exercises for viewers. 1. Portfolio audit. Write your current allocation. How much core? How much Explore? 2. Barbell plan. Choose your ratio, 80-20, 70-30, 70-30, 60-40. 3. Exit conditions. Write 3 rules for each Explore coin you hold. 4. Clarity journal. Prompt, if my Explore goes to zero tomorrow, will my core still protect me? Number 9. The psychology of balance. The barbell isn't just math, it's psychology. Core gives peace of mind. You can sleep knowing you won't lose everything. Explore gives excitement. You don't feel left out during hype. Together they protect you from the 2 enemies, fear and greed. Marcus Aurelius said, look well into yourself. There is a source of strength which will always spring up if you will always look. Your core is that strength. Your Explore is curiosity. Together, they make you whole. 10. Cliffhanger, Part 6. Now you've built your barbell portfolio, strength plus optional risk. You can survive storms and still reach upside. But storms are not just about prices. They're about unexpected disasters, exchange hacks, delistings, black swans. That's why in Part 6 we'll practice anti-fragile thinking, premortems, and scenario drills. Because survival isn't luck, it's preparation for chaos. Part 6. Antifragile Thinking. Premortems in Scenario Drills 1. Story opening. The hack that broke a trader. In 2014, Mt. Gox, then the biggest Bitcoin exchange, collapsed after losing 850,000 BTC to hacks. Thousands of traders lost everything overnight. One survivor told a reporter, "I wasn't reckless. I didn't over-leverage, but I trusted the wrong fortress. And when it fell, I had no plan." This is the danger. Not just bad trades, but unpreparedness for black swans. Rare, unpredictable, devastating events. The Stoics knew this truth. Epictetus said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Crypto isn't just about gains. It's about preparing for losses before they strike. That is anti-fragile thinking. 2. What does anti-fragile mean? Fragile. Breaks under stress. Robust. Resists stress. Anti-fragile. Grows stronger under stress. For traders, being anti-fragile means not only surviving volatility, but benefiting from it. Using chaos as training. Turning disasters into lessons and opportunities. Marcus Aurelius described it perfectly. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. 3. The Stoic premeditatio malorum. The Stoics practice premeditatio malorum, premeditation of evils. Every morning, Marcus imagined losing his throne, facing betrayal or death. This didn't depress him. It freed him. For crypto traders, imagine exchange hacks. Imagine 50% portfolio crashes. Imagine losing access to wallets. By imagining pain before it arrives, you weaken its sting and build calm responses. 4. Scenario Drill 1. The 50% drawdown. Imagine your portfolio drops 50% tomorrow. Which coins hurt most? Which are still strong? Which positions were oversized? Exercise. Write down the exact steps you would take. Do you sell? Do you DCA? Do you freeze? Having this written before disaster saves you when emotions blind you. 5. Scenario Drill 2. Exchange hack. Imagine Binance suddenly freezes withdrawals, like FTX in 2022. How much of your portfolio is trapped? Do you have funds on multiple exchanges? Do you have cold storage ready? Rule of anti-fragile custody. Never keep more than 30% of assets on one exchange. Always have one hardware wallet plus one backup. Run a wallet drill once a quarter. Move funds to test speed. 6. Scenario Drill 3. Sudden delisting. In 2021, many Chinese traders woke up to find coins delisted from local exchanges overnight. Billions were locked. Your drill. Imagine your favorite coin disappears from your exchange. Do you have access to DEXS? Do you know how to bridge to another chain? Knowledge is anti-fragile power. 7. The psychology of black swans. Humans are wired for optimism. We underestimate rare disasters. But crypto history screams warnings. 2014, Mt. Gox hack. 2020, flash crash BTC $9,000 to $3,800. 2022, FTX collapse. 2023, multiple stablecoin depegs. If you don't expect black swans, you will panic when they arrive. Seneca wrote, "He suffers more than necessary, who suffers before it is necessary." Premeditation doesn't make you suffer. It makes you calm when the inevitable arrives. 8. Building an anti-fragile portfolio. Anti-fragile structure. Core in assets that survive decades. BTC, ETH. Multiple custody layers. Exchange, hardware, multi-sig. Cash reserves to buy crashes. Small lottery tickets that, if they explode, don't ruin you if they fail. This way, a crash equals chance to DCA. A hack equals test of custody drills. A depeg equals lesson in diversification. 9. Storytelling. The trader who benefited from chaos. During the March 2020 crash, one Stoic trader had prepared. He had cash set aside. While others panicked, He calmly DCA'd into BTC at $4,000. By 2021, those buys turned into plus 10 times gains. He told me, the crash didn't scare me. I had rehearsed it every week. When it came, it felt familiar. That is anti-fragile mastery. 10. Practical exercises for viewers. 1. 50% drill. Tonight, write down your exact plan if your portfolio halves. 2. Custody audit. Check what percent of funds sit on exchanges. Move excess to wallets. 3. Wallet drill. Once a quarter, transfer funds to test speed plus security. 4. Delisting simulation. Research one DEX you could use if your coin gets delisted. 5. Journal prompt. What disaster would hurt me most? How can I prepare today? 11. Cliffhanger, Part 7. Now your mind is prepared for storms. You don't just survive, you benefit from volatility. But here's the truth. Even if you survive hacks and crashes, your wealth is still worthless if you can't protect it from theft, phishing, or carelessness. That's why in Part 7, we'll dive into security is freedom, custody, two-factor authentication, and wallet drills. Because in crypto, freedom begins not when you earn money, but when you can keep it. Part 7, security is freedom, custody, two-factor authentication, and wallet drills 1. Story opening. Trader. In late 2022, a trader I knew in Singapore woke up to find his entire portfolio gone. $2 million vanished overnight. He had clicked on a fake MetaMask update link. Within minutes, his private keys were stolen. He told me, I spent 7 years building this. I lost it in 7 seconds. That day I realized security isn't a side detail. It is freedom itself. Because in crypto, money isn't just numbers. It's keys. Whoever holds the keys holds the wealth. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength in crypto. We might adapt it. You have power over your keys, not the market. Realize this, and you will keep freedom. 2. Why security equals freedom. Without security, every gain can vanish. Without security, you are not free. You are a hostage to luck. With security, you can sleep at night, knowing your wealth is safe from hacks, scams, or your own mistakes. Seneca warned, it is not what you endure that destroys you, but what you fail to prepare for. 3. The 3 pillars of crypto security. 1. Custody. Where are your assets stored? Exchanges, centralized, equals convenient but risky. Hardware wallets equals safe, offline. Multi-sig wallets equals shared security, less single-point risk. Rule, never keep more than 30% of assets on any single exchange. 2. Authentication, two-factor authentication. How do you log in? SMS, 2FA equals weak, can be SIM swapped. App-based two-factor authentication, Google Authenticator, Authy, equals stronger. Hardware, two-factor authentication, YubiKey, equals best. 3. Wallet hygiene. How do you interact? Never click random links. Always verify smart contracts. Use separate wallets for trading versus long-term holding. 4. Storytelling. The man who lost his family's inheritance. A father in Korea once stored his family's entire savings on a centralized exchange. He told his wife, "Don't worry, it's safer than a bank." Then the exchange froze withdrawals. His children's education fund was locked. He admitted later, "I thought wealth meant having coins. I realize now wealth means being able to access them when needed." That is why custody is not optional. It is the foundation of freedom. 5. Wallet drills. Training like a soldier. The Stoics train daily, cold baths, fasting, exposure to discomfort, to prepare for chaos. We must train the same with wallets. Wallet drill steps, quarterly. 1. Move a small amount from exchange, hardware wallet. 2. From hardware wallet to secondary wallet. 3. Back to exchange. Time it. Practice it. This way, if disaster comes, your hands already know what to do. 6. The psychology of complacency. Most traders ignore security because it won't happen to me. I'm too small to be a target. I'll set it up later. But hackers don't care who you are. They use bots, phishing, and social engineering. Every unlocked door will eventually be tested. Marcus Aurelius, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think in crypto. You could lose keys right now. Let that determine what you secure today. 7. Case study. FTX collapse. 2022. When FTX imploded, millions of users were locked out. Some had life savings there. Trader A had 100% funds on FTX. Lost everything. Trader B had 70% on hardware, 30% on FTX. Only partial loss survived. The difference wasn't luck, it was custody discipline. 8. Practical security layers. 1. Layer 1. Exchange hygiene. O. Only use top-tier, regulated exchanges. O. Withdraw often. 2. Layer 2. Hardware wallet. O. Ledger, Trezor, Keystone. O. Store seed phrases offline, never digital. 3. Layer 3. Multi-sig. O. For large portfolios. Requires 2 to 3 keys to sign. 4. Layer 4. Segregation of wallets. O. Hot wallet, Shonomarin daily trading. O. Cold wallet, Sharnash long-term hold. O. Burner wallet, Sure testing new dApps. 9. Numbers that shock you. 2021. $14 billion lost to crypto hacks and scams. Chainalysis report. 2022. FTX collapse wiped $8 billion in customer assets. 95% of victims could have reduced loss with hardware custody. 10. Exercises for viewers. 1. Custody audit. Write percent of assets on exchanges versus wallets. Adjust to less than 30% per exchange. 2. 2FA upgrade. Replace SMS 2FA with app or hardware key. 3. Seed phrase. Test, can you recover your wallet today? Test with a small account. 4. Wallet drill. Transfer small funds across 3 wallets tonight. 5. Journal prompt. If my exchange froze today, what percent would I still control? 11. Closing story and cliffhanger. Part 8. One Stoic trader I met had a motto taped to his desk. Keys equals freedom, no keys equals no wealth. He sleeps peacefully every night, not because markets are stable, but because his security is. And that is true Stoic freedom. But now comes the next battle. Even with perfect custody, you can still sabotage yourself if you don't master process over outcome. In Part 8, we'll learn process outcome, journals, expectancy, and feedback loops. Because wealth isn't built by lucky wins, it's built by consistent. Part 8, process outcome, journals, expectancy, and feedback loops. 1. Story opening. In 2021, during the bull mania, a trader named Hui turned $5,000 into $200,000 in just 3 months by chasing meme coins. He felt invincible. Every party he bragged, who needs strategy? Just ape in. Number go up. But when the market turned in 2022, his fortune evaporated. He had no process, no journal, no risk framework. One day he admitted bitterly, I thought my results proved I was good, but I was just lucky, and luck didn't stay. This is the tragedy of traders who worship outcomes. They celebrate wins, ignore process, and crumble when winds shift. The Stoics warned us. Marcus Aurelius said, don't be overheard complaining, not even to yourself. Focus not on external outcomes markets, but on internal discipline process. 2. The Stoic difference, process over outcome. Outcome thinking, I won this trade, I'm smart, I lost, I'm stupid. Process thinking, I followed my rules. Did they work? What can I improve? In Stoicism, you don't control events. You only control your judgments and actions. In trading, you don't control outcomes, price. You only control entries, risk, and process. 3. Journaling, the Stoic mirror. Marcus Aurelius wrote Meditations as a personal journal. He examined daily, what did I do? What can I improve? Traders must do the same. Trading journal template, 1. Date and time. 2. Setup why I entered. Third entry and exit price. 4. Stop and risk in dollars and percent. 5. Emotion, fear, greed, calm. 6. Outcome, win-loss are multiple. 7th lesson. Over weeks, you'll see patterns. Maybe you lose most when you trade at night. Maybe greed hits hardest after 2 wins. Maybe your best trades are only 2 setups. Without journaling, these patterns stay invisible. 4. The expectancy formula. Math of discipline outcome means nothing if expectancy is negative. Expectancy, E, chippunchir, win percent, X, AVG win. Loss percent, X, AVG loss. Example. Win rate, Washush 45%. AVG win, 2.2R. Loss rate, Seizure 55%. AVG loss, Seizure 1R, E, Seizure 0.4, 5X 2.2, and a 0.55 times 1 equals 0.99 minus 0.55 equals plus 0.44R per trade. This means every trade on average earns 0.44 times what you risk. That's profitable, even with more losses than wins. Most traders never calculate expectancy. They celebrate big wins, but ignore the math of survival. 5. Storytelling, 2 traders, 2 paths. Trader A brags about tripling an account in 1 month. No journal. Next month loses everything. Trader B journals every trade, calculates expectancy, slowly grows account 5 to 10% per month. After 2 years, Trader A quits. Trader B compounds wealth plus mindset. Seneca wrote, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." Trader B wasn't lucky. He was prepared. 6. Feedback loops. The Stoic way of growth. The Stoics practiced daily reflection. What did I do right? Where did I fail? What can I improve tomorrow? Traders must create feedback loops. Weekly review of trades. Monthly expectancy calculation. Quarterly risk audit. This way, improvement is systematic, not emotional. 7. Numbers that shock you. Studies show 80% of retail traders don't journal. Yet among consistently profitable traders, greater than 90% journal every trade. Journaling increases survival rate by 3 to 5 times. CME Survey, 2018. 8. Practical exercises for viewers. 1. Journal start. Record your next 5 trades using the 7-field template. 2. Expectancy test. Calculate your expectancy after 20 trades. Is it positive? 3. Weekly reflection. Write 3 mistakes and 3 wins each Sunday. 4. Feedback loop. Pick 1 habit to improve next week, e.g., cut revenge trades. 5. Journal prompt. If Marcus Aurelius reviewed my trades today, what would he say? 9. The psychology of detachment. When you focus on process, you detach identity from outcomes. Win equals validation of rules, not ego. Loss equals tuition, not failure. This detachment builds resilience. Marcus Aurelius. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. For us, if it is not in your plan, do not trade it. If it is not in your journal, do not repeat it. 10. Story ending and cliffhanger. Part 9. One trader once told me, "My journal saved me more money than any signal group ever could." That's the truth. Journals turn chaos into patterns, patterns into wisdom, wisdom into wealth. But even with strong process, one final enemy remains: your environment. Because no matter how disciplined you are, if you surround yourself with hype, fear, and greed, you will fall. That's why in Part 9 we'll explore Virtue and Circle, the company you keep. Because freedom isn't just built alone, it's protected by the community around you. Part 9, Virtue and Circle, the company you keep in 2021, during the meme coin mania, a trader named Kwang joined a Telegram group with 50,000 members. Every day people shouted, "Next 100X coin, buy now." Kwang didn't want to feel left out. He bought whatever they hyped. For 3 months it worked. His $10,000 became $40,000. He felt like a genius. But when the bear market came, the group disappeared. Admins deleted chats. Influencers vanished. His portfolio collapsed to $2,000. He told me later, I didn't lose to the market. I lost because I trusted the wrong circle. The Stoics would nod knowingly. Marcus Aurelius said, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Your environment, your circle, dyes your soul. In crypto, it also dyes your trades. Kyakutu, why your circle shapes your freedom. If you surround yourself with hype, you will FOMO. If you surround yourself with gamblers, you will gamble. If you surround yourself with disciplined thinkers, you will grow discipline. Seneca said, associate with people who are likely to improve you. 3. Virtue as the foundation of wealth. Stoicism teaches 4 cardinal virtues. 1. Wisdom, clear judgment. 2. Courage, acting despite fear. 3. Temperance, self-control. 4. Justice, fairness to others. In crypto, wisdom equals researching projects deeply, not chasing hype. Courage equals holding through storms when logic is sound. Temperance equals resisting leverage or oversized bets. Justice equals not scamming others, sharing honest knowledge. Your circle should embody these virtues. 4. Storytelling, 2 telegrams, 2 outcomes. Group A, Moon Boys, every chat equals rocket emojis, pump calls, flexing Lambos. Group B, Stoic-minded traders, sharing risk strategies, journaling habits, security tips. Trader A joined Group A, blew up in 6 months. Trader B joined Group B, slow, steady growth, peace of mind. The difference wasn't skill, it was environment. Tier 5, the science of influence psychology research. You become the average of the 5 people you spend most time with. Crypto research. In trading forums, groupthink leads to higher risk-taking. 2019 MIT study. Meaning, if your circle is reckless, your brain adapts to recklessness. If your circle is disciplined, your brain adapts to discipline. 6. The Stoic filter. Choosing your circle. Questions to ask about your circle. Do they teach wisdom or hype? Do they encourage discipline or greed? Do they celebrate process or only lucky wins? If the answer is hype, greed, or luck, cut them. Epictetus said, the key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. 7. The community of virtue, a modern Stoic circle. Practical steps. 1. Mute hype channels. 2. Join discipline groups, risk management, DCA communities. 3. Create small accountability pods, 3 to 5 traders journaling together. 4. Practice public journaling. Share lessons, not wins. Example, a Stoic pod I joined in 2020 had one rule. Post every trade, win or loss. Within 1 year, everyone in the pod improved expectancy by greater than 20%. E8. Exercises for viewers. 1. Circle audit. Write the 5 people Wahan groups that influence your trading most. Are they virtuous? 2. Cut and replace. Leave 1 hype group. Join 1 discipline group this week. 3. Accountability partner. Find 1 person to share weekly trading journals. 4. Virtue pledge. Write how you'll apply wisdom, courage, temperance, justice in your trading. 5. Journal prompt. If Marcus Aurelius watched my trading circle today, would he approve? Kukuan. Numbers that shock. 75% of retail traders follow at least 1 signal group. Less than 10% of those groups provide real profitable signals. Traders with accountability partners improve performance consistency by up to 30%. Harvard Study, 2020. Question 10. Closing story and cliffhanger. Part 10. A Stoic investor I know keeps a sticky note on his monitor. My circle equals my destiny. Because no matter how strong your rules are, if you let hype voices into your head, they will break your discipline. But if you surround yourself with virtue, You'll build not just wealth, but freedom. And now we arrive at the final step. Even with the right circle, one truth remains. All wealth is meaningless without purpose. In part 10, we'll close with the Stoic pledge, legacy, purpose, and the path to freedom. Because wealth isn't just numbers, it's the life you build with it. Part 10, the Stoic pledge, legacy, purpose, and the path to freedom. In 2021, I met a man at a crypto conference in Dubai. He was worth over $50 million, multiple villas, yachts, the works. But at the after party, he whispered to me, "I have wealth, but no peace. I check prices every hour. My kids barely know me. I don't feel free." He had money, but not meaning, riches, but no purpose. The Stoics warned us. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live." What is the point of wealth if it steals your life instead of giving it back? Was 2. Wealth without purpose equals slavery. Crypto can give you money, but if you let greed, envy, or fear rule you, you remain a slave. Slave to notifications, slave to envy of others' portfolios, slave to fear of losing it all. Seneca, it is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor. True wealth is enough, plus freedom, plus purpose. 3. The Stoic pledge, wealth as a tool, not a master. The Stoic pledge every trader should make. I will master myself before I master markets. I will treat wealth as a servant, never a master. I will use crypto not to enslave my mind, but to free my life. I will live with purpose, not just profit. Write this, repeat it, live by it. 4. Legacy. What will outlast you? Ask yourself, if I died tomorrow, what would my portfolio mean? Will my wealth vanish, or will it support my family, fund dreams, or help others? Marcus Aurelius. What we do now echoes in eternity. Crypto gains can build. Education for children. Freedom for your family. Charity for causes you believe in. Wealth without legacy is noise. Wealth with legacy is music. Chapter 5. Storytelling. The trader who found meaning. A Stoic trader I knew in Vietnam made enough during the 2020-21 bull run to retire. Instead of chasing more, he funded scholarships for poor students. He told me, "Every time I see a student graduate, it feels richer than any green candle." That is Stoic wealth, measured not in Lambos, but in lives touched. 6. Purpose Journal. Exercises for viewers 1. Purpose statement. Write in one sentence. I will use wealth to Saranuyartan. 2. Legacy letter. Write a letter to your future self or family. How will your crypto gains serve them? 3rd pledge. Ritual. Repeat the Stoic pledge before trading. 4. Journal prompt. If Marcus Aurelius read my portfolio today, would he see a servant of wealth or a master of self? 7. Numbers that reveal truth. 70% of lottery winners go bankrupt within 5 years. Why? Wealth without discipline. 90% of traders who hit $1 million in crypto in 2021 lost greater than 70% by 2023. Why? Wealth without purpose. Meanwhile, disciplined Stoic investors who took profits plus built safety nets still live free. 8. Freedom is daily practice. Freedom is not a one-time exit. It is a daily practice. Freedom is checking charts twice daily instead of 200 times. Freedom is saying no to hype. Freedom is time with your family, your health, your mind, protected by wealth, not destroyed by it. Marcus Aurelius. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Your thoughts, not your net worth, create your freedom. CEO. Closing story. The Quiet Millionaire. A friend of mine in 2023 told me, I don't tell anyone I'm a millionaire. My wealth is invisible, but my freedom is obvious. I read, travel, and spend time with my kids. That is the final Stoic lesson: invisible wealth, visible freedom. Arsham. Final call to action, the Stoic path. If you've watched until now, you are not here for hype. You are here for mastery, so I challenge you. Write your Stoic freedom statement from part 2. Build your Barbell portfolio from part 5. Run your wallet drill from part 7. Keep your trading journal from part 8. Choose your Stoic circle from part 9. And now take the Stoic pledge every day. Comment below, I choose discipline. Share this video with one friend who trades emotionally. Subscribe for weekly Stoic systems, because this is not the end, it is the beginning. Stoic pledge. Repeat aloud. I will master myself before I touch a chart. I will protect my downside before I dream of upside. I will secure my keys, my mind, and my time. I will choose process over impulse, virtue over vanity. Wealth is a consequence, freedom is a practice.